What's up, YouTube? Coach 5515 back again with another video. This video is going to be about a werewolf that a former player wanted me to tell about his experience. His name is Ricehill. Former player, football player for me at Chinle High School, ran track at Chinle High School, played football at Haskell University before they shut down their football program. Leon was a tremendous athlete for us, crazy athlete. Worked hard in the weight room. He never did squats. One thing I know about Leon, he never did squats. He always did lunges. You see a little guy, probably about, let's say about 5'6", 5'7", doing lunges with like 315 pounds for 5 reps. Crazy. Doing one leg box jumps on like, I don't know, like 36-inch boxes. Crazy athlete. I know at one time he was running, he moved to Denver and was training to be a, I guess he was a professional track athlete. Ran the 10-meter dash or 100-meter dash in like 10 seconds or something like that. I remember, well actually I remember him trying to say like his time was like 10.1 for a 100-meter dash. And that's fast. But he told me that he wanted me to tell his werewolf story. Got a call from him today, or actually I called him, told me the whole story. So he said when he was like about 13 or 14 years old, his family was into the church scene. They were Mormons. Went to the Mormon church. That's a faith that he grew up in. So somewhere along the line, when he was 13 or 14, he was taken to his uncle's house, which was toward Rough Rock. I know the area he's talking about. It's going to be south of Rough Rock. Nothing out there. Black Mesa is right along the area. It's about, I say about 20 to 30 miles west of, west of Chinle on a dirt road. If you go on that dirt road, you'll drive. Hardly anybody lives out there. You'll hardly pass anybody. So it's out there in the boonies. So his uncle was about to have a sweat lodge. It was 2 of his uncles. His mom was there. He said he met up with one of his cousins. His cousin, I guess it was his very first time going to a sweat lodge. His uncle got everything ready in the sweat lodge. While they were getting ready to get into the sweat lodge, he met up with his cousin who lived there in the area, lived in a house. Sweat lodge was a little bit down the ways from him. So the cousin told him that there's a witch. He goes, there's a witch that lives on top of that hill over there. And my cousin, or his cousin, was telling him. And Leon's like, yeah, right. There ain't no witches. And he kind of just blew it off. Didn't believe him. So time came around. Uncle got the sweat lodge ready. Got all the rocks hot and ready to go. Leon and his uncles went into the sweat lodge. Leon said he only made it 3 rounds. In the last round, he passed on it. So his uncle told him, go ahead and go out, go back up to the house. He goes, if there's nobody there, nobody answers the door, go ahead and come back down. Where the sweat lodge is at, it don't lock. Just pull the string. If it locks, just pull the string, it'll open up. So Leon was outside getting ready, changed, was walking back up to the house. Nobody answered, and tried knocking on the door. I guess his cousins were playing video games or whatever. Couldn't hear him knocking on the door. So he said as he was turning around, there was a basketball goal with a street light that was lit, or a light. It was lit up. The basketball goal was lit up. He said, I think it was like 30 or 40 yards away from him. And he said he felt like when he was getting dressed to get back up to the house, he felt like somebody was watching him. You know, he just had a feeling. Went up to the house, couldn't get in, was making his way back to the sweat lodge, and he said from there he heard somebody like talking in Navajo to him, and he was looking around. He thought it was one of his cousins or a relative. Looking around, couldn't see anybody. So he started walking, took a few steps, and he said he noticed something standing by the basketball goal. He said whatever it was the same height as the basketball goal. It was standing right there, right by the light. He said when he looked over there, he noticed that whatever it was had, first thing he looked at was the legs. He said described the legs as it looked like it was broken. Both the legs looked like they were broken. They were crooked the way it was standing. And he started looking up at it. He said he noticed whatever it was wearing traditional Navajo clothing, but it was all dirty and ripped up. And he said as he kept looking up higher and higher at whatever that thing was, he said it was hairy, black hair, black fur, black hair. On the chest, across his chest, it looked like a sash belt, or a sash, whatever a sash thing is, across his chest. And he said it looked like, he said the way he described it, it looked like Chewbacca, that hairy with the sash coming across. And he said thinking about it, it looked like bones wrapped with a belt around the body, around his chest. As he looking up higher, he said whatever it was smiling at him. It was moving his mouth, talking in Navajo, and it was smiling at him. Teeth were sharp, claw or fangs. It looked like a dog face is what he said. Sharp, pointy ears. And he said after a while it started like hopping back and forth and like running in place, making a noise. When he said the way he described it, he said it sounded like it had heavy feet running back and forth, jumping back and forth, and was hopping in the same spot. And he said he got scared and took off back down. He said dogs were barking like crazy. He took off back down to the sweat lodge, tried to open up the string, it wouldn't open. So he was scared, and I guess he ran back up to the house, and all his cousins finally heard the dogs barking, and they all ran outside, and he told them about what he saw, and the cousins noticed it, because whatever it was, it ran off into the distance to where it was dark. But whatever that thing was, you could hear it laughing and talking in Navajo. And he said you could see it kind of in the distance running. It was hopping back and forth. And he said you could see the eyes were red and they were glowing, really shiny red eyes. And one of the cousins ran back inside, and one cousin stayed with him. One cousin ran inside to get a gun. And when that happened, one of the other cousins you know, told him, look, we gotta pray, and let's do a prayer. So I guess the cousin started doing a prayer, and the other cousin tried to walk around and look for the thing or whatever the werewolf was, and he was looking out. They could see where it was, but you know, it was messing with them, laughing and yelling at them, and you know, saying stuff. But Leon was saying like it was talking in Navajo. Leon doesn't really understand Navajo, but he said in his mind he could understand, or he heard that what the guy was saying. It was translating in his mind, and what he remembers was that the guy was saying, you know, the church way can't help you. The church way is not going to help you. Is what the guy was saying in Navajo, and he said till that day he's been scared, and you know he started I guess believing in the traditional way. From then on, I could hear it in his voice, you know, like he was still freaked out about it. He said, you know, it's ever since then he's had skinwalkers visit him and, you know, like mess with him, and he's had ceremonies done for him, and he said from that day forward he's believed in the traditional way. But you know, that's one story that he wanted me to tell, and he was, you know, he's freaked out about it, and I believe him. You know, I believe him. I think it was a skinwalker is what he saw. Tall, sharp-pointed ears, looked like a dog. You know, he said that thing could run. It was fast. It would hop back and forth. You know, and he said his uncles, you know, started to help him out. So, you know, there's Leon's story. You know, it changes the way of thinking about the traditional way and the way his experience with the church. So now he's into the traditional way, is what he said. So video's kind of long. Last post I made yesterday, thanks to MJ, who motivated me to post a video. So that's how my Massacre Cave story came about. This story's kind of long. It's okay. Leon's story, I'm trying to make it, you know, as the best way as I could. I was watching Jarek Hosting's live feed from Alamo, and him and Jermunson were out there selling stuff. I just commented on Jarek's live feed, and you know, MJ got back at me, told me to, you know, he's looking forward to another post. But before that, I posted 2 videos 2 days before. But thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And shout out to Yazzie Family Vlogs and Cooking. You know, they gave me a shout out, shared my YouTube channel. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I still got a lot of stories, man. For real, I got still a lot of stories. Bigfoot experiences. I got 2 of those. Tomorrow I'm gonna go for a run where I saw a yebiche, and you know, these places that I saw yebiche in the summertime. Navajo way, yebiches aren't supposed to be out in the summertime, and this was like an afternoon when I did my run. But I'm gonna try to get that filmed if I get the chance to go out there. I'm planning to do my run there, so you know, stay tuned for that. These places that I'm talking about. I'm trying to get to these places and show you guys. You know, Massacre Cave. I don't think I'll go there. I'll show you the turnoff if I can, if I get the chance. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. You know, I got interviews that I'm trying to do for the youth, just to, you know, get them something to think about, talking, you know, careers and stuff. I got other posted videos about interviews I did. Coach Kalani Simeona, BYU football strength and conditioning coach. Be Heard merch with Koye Klaschi. He has his own business out or down in the Valley, Phoenix area. So thank you for watching again. Good night.